Okay, this is a 2011 Toyota Prius, and let's say you come up to your Prius and you're hitting your little button, and it's beeping, but the doors aren't working. What's probably happened here is that your battery has died, and it doesn't have enough juice to open your car. So what you need to do is pull out your little key out of the back here, so you hit the little button on the side, and then you pull your key out, and then we're going to just use the key. We're just going to use the key to get in the door. So turn the key. Turn the key. We got the door open. Okay, once we're in, let's take a look at what it says in the dash here. So on the dash, it's giving me a little flashing thing, basically saying it doesn't recognize the key. And we're trying to hit power. And nothing's happening. We're getting an engine check light, we're getting the door open light, we're getting this little hazard light, but nothing's coming on. Nothing's coming on. Okay, let's see what we can do from here. So the first thing we need to do is check on the battery, and we're gonna have to get it jumped to be able to get the car started again. So let's turn that off again. That's freaking out. Let's see if the trunk will open. Right now I'm hitting the button and the trunk won't open. The trunk won't open. So first of all, we've got to go into the engine compartment, and we got to figure out, and we got to jump it. So let's go to the front. Open up the hood. And we're gonna put our hood down here. Okay, so we got our hood down. Our hood latch up, I should say. We gotta go into this compartment right here, which is the fuse panel, and you just push this little button right there, and that pops the fuse panel off. And if you look in here, there's probably is a little diagram. See this little plus right up here? The little plus is this thing right here. So that's what we're gonna do to do your jump. So when you go to jump the car, you put the positive on this little plate right here, and then the negative we're going to put over onto this bolt on the engine. That's what they described. So, in the manual of the Prius on page, 550 here, basically saying you have to, tells you the procedure to go in there, pop that open, and then for the jumping procedure, which we need to do to get the car running again, we need to first of all hook up your jump, and hook up the positive first, and then the battery positive on the second vehicle, the negative on the second vehicle, and then connect the negative on the Prius to this. So the next scene will have my jump car ready to jump it over. Okay, I've got my second vehicle lined up, and what I did was I followed the instructions, and I put the positive on the positive terminal first, making sure that does not touch the vehicle. And then I have the positive on the second vehicle, the negative on the second vehicle. So they said the last thing to do is to put the negative on the Prius. So I put the negative on the Prius. You can hear it. You can hear it. Do you hear that? Power, like lights go on. Everything's ready to rock. So let's go back inside the car, and let's hit the shift. Sorry, hit the brake pedal and the power. Boom. We are back on again. And that's it. And that's how you do it, how to get the car, and then the car's running again. So that's how you get it when the battery's dead, and you need to get the car running again. That's how you do it. Now what we're going to do is we're doing it in reverse. We're going to take the negative off. We're going to take positive off. And then we're going to take the negative and the positive off of the second vehicle. Okay, so all the leads are off. And then we're going to go back in and put our cover back on. First of all, we're going to flip this little lever down that protects that little positive connection. we're going to go ahead and put this thing. You got to make sure it like locks into those things in the back, and then pop it down, make sure that's nice and locked again. And that's it. The car is ready to rock. Put this back up here. We got that back in there. Close it up. And let's turn this all off. Okay, so that's how we got the engine starting again. So that now there should be enough power. Whoops, I went and turned it off. Let's see. Oh, it is actually still running. Let's hit the locks. So now that I've hit the locks, I should be able to go in here and pop the back. If you don't have power to the vehicle, you can't pop that back lock. You can't get back to the battery. So the battery in the Prius, this is a 2011 Prius, it's back here in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull off all this stuff right here. Pull off. I like to just pull everything out just to make sure. Just makes it a lot easier to get the battery. Pull out the tub. Put the tub on the ground. Try to do this with a camera and one arm. And then pull this little compartment over here. And that shows our battery right there. So there's our battery. And I'm going to go through the procedure in changing out the battery. Okay, we're back here in the back, and we're going to get ready to pull this battery out. I have a replacement battery ready to go that I got from Autozone. It's an AGM battery. And so we have to first of all undo these two 10mm bolts here. I would just use a ratchet, but I'm kind of lazy, so I'm just going to use my my socket driver hooked to my power drill. Pops that out of there. That's one. The other one back here, you have to use a deeper socket here because the nut sticks up a little bit. So that's a nut there. So we got those two things. We got the nut and the bolt out of there, both 10mm. I'm just going to take that, we're just going to stick that in the back. This is a little frame that kind of holds that on. I'm going to stick that in the back. And the next thing I'm going to do is we have to disconnect the leads here. So I'm going to have to pop this off the side here to be able to get to that negative a little bit easier. Let's see if I get that in the frame, because that's in the frame. That's in the frame there pretty good. It's not awesome. But anyway, so I pulled that little thing off here so I can get to this 10mm nut that holds the negative terminal on. And I'm just going to use this, and I could also use a ratchet here, but comes off pretty easily. So there's a negative. Pull the positive off. Same thing. 10mm. Just loosen that a couple of turns. Okay. Put that back and forth. Do a couple more turns there. Took some work to get that off of there, but everything looks really clean. We're just going to sit that there for now, and I'm going to pull the battery out. We got this little vent tube right here that, because this is a traditional battery, it has this little vent tube. I'm putting in AGM, so I won't need the vent tube. That little sucker's heavy. There's our battery right there, and we're going to throw in the new battery. Like I said, I got this new battery. Now let me just kind of put this up here for right now. And we'll kind of just tilt this over here. Here's a new battery. We're going to just make sure that's in frame. Okay. Here's our new battery. We're going to pull off the negative, positive protectors. These terminals are really clean. I don't need to use a brush on them. And I'm going to put them in. So remember, the negative was back on this side and the positive was on that side. So let me put these batteries side by side so you can see that they're the same size and shape. But I don't think this old one is an AGM battery. it has a vent, so it's not AGM, even though this other one looks like it has a spot for handles, and there actually is a vent. There actually is a little vent tube thing on the side here for this AGM battery, so I guess I better use that. So anyway, so I'm gonna put that in. There's the old battery, that goes out. Put the new battery in. Oops, I'm gonna put the positive on first. Put that vent tube back in there. Doesn't really do much. It does. It actually, the vent tube's actually made. Oops. Okay, we got the new battery back in place here, and this vent tube that I disconnected from the old battery actually fits perfectly into this new battery. It's actually got a little notch on it right there, and you just put it in and line it up with the notch, and it kind of clicks in place. So we got our new battery in there. Let's turn this a little bit. And now we're gonna have to put our terminals back on. So put our positive terminal on. Make sure that gets on there nice and tight all the way down. And then I'm gonna tighten down my positive. I'm gonna over tighten this just snug. Put that down. Your negative on. Makes a little spark when you put your negative on there. Make sure you tighten that on there. Again, I only took a couple of turns getting this off, so it should only take a couple. So you put it back on again. You want to over tighten these, it'll bend that metal. Okay, that's on there nice and snug. Take our frame. It holds into place. You use the this hole right here. Goes over top there. Goes there. Grab our nut and our bolt. I'm gonna put our bolt in first. Get that started. And then put the nut on there by hand. Get it started. And then I'm gonna tighten that down. Nice and tight. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. It's all back in place. Let's go back in and see if the car will start again. Okay, we're back in the car, and we're gonna see if it'll start up with the new battery in it. Hit the button, and everything looks like it's coming on good. Got our regular normal lights. Turn it off again. Let's turn it back on. Let's turn the lights off. And we're good. Car's running good. Let's see if we actually can move here. Okay. Engine's coming on. We're back in a park here. Okay, great. We have successfully changed the battery. You put this little teeth in up in first. And then we pop this back in here. It just kind of sits in there like that. That back in place. And now we just put our tub back in. Okay, we got the tub back in place. Now we just put our rear floor in. And boom, we are done. Put my manual back in the glove box, and that's it.